Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Visit Mema, and it's a cool, cool morning. It's 48 degrees this morning. I had put my little begonia outside to get a little sun while it was warm, and started chilling down, I said, I'm bringing that baby in. And I did. And I'm glad I did, because it was, I don't know, when I got up this morning, it's 48. So I decided I would crochet me a hat this morning. Da 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 da. And then I thought I'd make me a matching wrap. Okay, I'm silly. I know I am. I know I am. This is Visit Mema in Arkansas. I'm still working on one of my. I'm putting the border on this little corner to corner this morning. And I'll probably be finishing up shortly and starting something fresh. I don't know, I've got so many things on my list, I've got to figure out which one I want to do. But I think this border is going to work very well. It's just well, it's corner to corner, of course. And these are just yarn that I had left over. And it was enough to really finish it except on the pink. I did have to add a different kind of pink at this end. I don't know if you can tell or not, but the very last pink there on the left, or your right, is a different kind of pink. But I think it's going to do all right. I don't have any problem with it, do you? I didn't think you would, because you love colors, and you know. But anyway, all I've done is just add a single crochet, 3 in every space between. You know, just a single crochet. Sort of gave you a cute little border. Not much, but just enough to look finished. Now I was trying to, yes, I was trying to decide on what color to border it in. I had just enough to do it in green or pink. No, green, pink, or yellow. No, yeah, green, pink, or yellow. So since I still have some of that boxed yellow, I thought, why not use the yellow? So that's what I'm doing. This is it. And it's got on both, well, 2 sides, I think, there. Yeah. So I'm doing this. Got my hat on. You know, these hats are so, I love these big old hats I make for myself. They're so simple, and you just can do anything with them, you know. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I live in a trash can. You'll never get rich by digging a ditch. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. No, I'm not really Popeye. Oh, well, that's a little insaneness this morning for you guys. Yeah, I said, this is cold out here. I gotta go get my hat and stuff on. Yeah, I made this, I didn't make this morning. You know, I was telling a fib. I made this, I think it was last year. And I just had this out leftover, really soft yarn. I don't even know the name of it, but it's wonderfully soft. So I used sort of a little punchy, or that's the way it looks, but that's not really what it is. It's a block stitch, but I used, what I did is when I changed the needle using the larger yarn, it created bumps. I don't know if you can see the bumps, but see? And it's so soft and warm. Can't tell you what brand. More than likely it's a Red Heart or Lion brand, because it seems to be my go-to yarn, are the ones that I find most touchable. You know, I had just put, and I just made this one about, I guess it's 8 inches wide. Whatever I needed the stitches to make that size, you know. Let's see. I think it's, oh, I lied. It's 10 inches across. And I've made it Yeah, I started out crocheting at 8, and then when I put the border on, it came to 9. And I did a single crochet and then a double crochet as the border on it, which made it curl up a little. I like the way it made it, you know. But anyway, I just love it. It's long enough. Let's see how long it is. Let's see. How long are you, mister? How long are you, mister? No, I better call you a girl. I don't know. I think I'd rather have a guy hugging me than, let's see, we'll say you're a guy. Okay, let's see. 39. $5 long. You know, a lot of people make them 10, 8. And that's really pretty because they hang so long, give you that long, lean look. But you can do any, once you find the right stitch and the right yarn. But I do like this yarn. This yarn, this has been washed several times, and it's still, yarn is very, very strong. Wish I could remember what brand it was, but anyway, it's either Lime Brand or Red Heart. I don't think at that time I was buying it at Walmart and Joann's. And this is the same yarn, but I could have used this pattern here to make the bonnet, but I didn't. I just did the regular, you know, you start out. Now this is a large one because I like large. Oh my goodness, my hair's sticking up. Well, that might have worse. Oh. Oh, well. Y'all don't care, do you? You don't care. Okay, here we go. All right, I started, you know, just making it like this, which is, I made as many stitches as I needed to, and this was exactly 12 inches. So what I did is I just crocheted 12 inches worth of stitches to get single crochet to get that length, and then I just started at one end, and you know, you do your 3 crochets, whatever stitches you came up with, which is probably, I did 3 stitches for every inch with the hook I was using. So I started out with 33 stitches, which is 2 of them would be the turnaround to the second crochet, which reduces it down to 31 stitches. And then I just went back and forth, picking up the back stitch on every row I did, and just did a double crochet. And when you do that, it does this kind of ripple kind of thing, like a cable. Now that looks big, and it is big because I wanted it big, because I have a big head, and I like things to be oversized in my head. So because I do have a big head, and you put those little skinny ones on, and you know, you look like you're gonna beat up somebody out there. But see, it's big enough that you know, if you're cold, you can get pretty low on this, you know. You can make it like one of those funny little hats, you know, or you can make it a real flashy hat like this and pull it down on your head. You can add a little bump on the back of it if you want. But the size of this is so good for me because I have such a big head. I don't know how many inches around that ended up to be. Let's see if I can figure it out, or how many rows. I think I'll go inches. That way you can regulate your stitch if you want to make one. Okay, let's see. You hear my kitty cat? She's snoring in there. She's in my hover round, sound asleep. 13. So this was 26 inches. So I did that no, 20, no, I lied. I lied. 24 inches long. So I started out with 33, I crochet until I got it 26 inches long, like a scarf. And then when I got on the last row, I just started pulling all the ends together with some thread. I didn't even, decrease or anything. I just kept going up till I wanted it that because I like the fullness on top of my head. And then I just pulled it together the best I could with the yarn I had that was still in process of being knitted, crocheted, and then come back and then sewed it again. See, you can tell what I did right there. See, it's just a little bump. I just kept pulling, and then I just stitched it back and forth and back and forth right there. And you could pin flowers on it or kitty cats on it. It's just a good basic little hat. And you can make it for every size, child, woman, man, in any color you want. And this is so simple. You can do this in a couple of hours. You know, not unless you're going to have to fix yourself lunch or fix yourself coffee or watch my favorite YouTube person. But anyway, I pulled this out today and it feels warm to me, good, soft to my hands. And this one I actually kept for myself. I made it for myself. And usually I do, and somebody says, oh, I really like that. That's why you can have that. But I did this one because I enjoy the white. But anyway, I'm sure you make them all the time. But I have found them to be restoring to me. It makes me feel special when I put it on. Especially, it makes me special to feel warm. Oh, anyway, we'll crochet. And, oh, I got to tell you this. I don't know if you... We were talking about pies the other day. And everybody was telling me what kind of pies they are, they like. And I was thinking, oh, yes. Yes. We'll just have a pie party. I wish we could just sit around and eat our favorite pies. Would that not be fun? What would yours be? I know you like cherry. I think Chris said she likes cherries. And Miranda, I think she said she liked apple pie. Hell, I think that day I wanted peach pie. But my brother loved chocolate pie. Oh my gosh. He's like, I'm yours forever. Bake me a chocolate pie. Have you ever made a chocolate pie? I mean, they're really simple ways to do it. Of course, my mama always made everything from scratch. And probably your mama did too. But when you don't use scratch, all you do is get some chocolate pudding. Buy some Jell-O chocolate pudding. Or whatever brand you like. Buy you a crust, couple of crusts. I think there's 3 or 2 in a package. Put them in your freezer. When you want a pie, you take out that crust. You bake the crust a little bit. Don't brown it. Just bake it real slow. And then when you mixed up all your pudding and it's set, you can either get the boiled pudding or the instant pudding. Boiled pudding's better. And you just add milk to that when you're mixing it, because that's what it calls for, milk in it. And you mix it up and you just pour it inside that crust. Now, my mama always made meringue. She gets made whites and whip it all up. Put her cream of tartar in there and her sugar in there or whatever she put in there. According to what they had, of course, you know how that is. And she'd whip it up until it just peaked. Peaked. And then she'd just dollop it on there. Because because we always had chickens, always had eggs, so it was always fun to be able to eat eggs a different way, in like a meringue top. And then she put it all assembled pie after the crust and everything, and she put it in the oven, like at 450, I think. She cooked the shell at 325, I think, and then she went to 450, 475. I don't remember now. But anyway, once you put it in the oven, you watch it, and once it starts getting little tiny tips, because, you know, she always did the little tippy thing, take her little spoon and whip up the eggs so it looked like egg white. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I can't tell you. Maybe I'll show you one day. But then you put it in that oven and just let the ends of those little tips of that meringue get a little brown, not too long, and you take it out, and all of these little bubbles of little tiny dewdrops come on there as it chills. Cut that up, and you can put meringue on it that high if you want to. I mean, it's according to how many eggs you got, how much whipped them up. But I mean, you can make a pie that tall, a chocolate pie. Oh. But that'd be fun. I guess you could do that with any kind of pudding mix. You know, you get some of those shells, those pre-made shells, and just toast them up. But when I was making cherry pies up in Kansas, I'd make those little tiny cherry pies about this big. Put little crisscrosses on them in those little tiny little tins. I bought a set of those at Fred's or something, and I'd make my husband a cherry pie when cherry pie season was in, because I'd go pick cherries and then make homemade cherry pie, and he would have one in his lunchbox every day. But it was fun to make, and it came. The more I made them, the easier it was. Then I found out I could just make any kind of pie I want, because it was so easy. Once you do something, you know, it's just over and over, like biscuits. My mama would get up 5:30 in the morning. Whenever the sun got up, my mama was up cooking breakfast. Now, she can whip up a pan of biscuits and nothing like that. Not measure. Pull, 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 choop, 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 roll, 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 biscuit cutter, you know, and put wood in the wood stove and everything. And, of course, that would get you up in the morning. But, yeah, the more you do things, the easier it is to do the next time, and the next time, and the next time. And pretty soon, it's like, man, that's no big deal. I'll make me a pie. Oh, well, sometimes it doesn't work like that. The older I get, I find that the first time might be okay. The second time might be okay. But then if you can make it on the third time, you go, oh, that was so easy. I've got it. But I noticed the other day, it took me 5 times. I used romaine noodles. You know what I'm talking about? Those little squares, romaine. You put it in a cup of hot water, and you open the package and put it on top of it. Well, I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday, I had some bell peppers, some cabbage, and some greens, and onions, carrots, yeah. So I just chopped them all up, put them in grapeseed oil, round them all up, put teriyaki sauce on it, and I didn't have any rice. Thought that would really be good with rice. Not one rice grain. So anyway, I took that romaine, that's in little squares, you know, that everybody buys 10 for $1 a piece, I think. 10 for $10 something. You always keep it on hand because it's a nice noodle meal that you can make with hot water. But anyway, I took 3 packages of them and emptied all of them except the seasoning packages, which I kept to store away because it makes real good bouillon, chicken bouillon. When you're having it cold or something, you want to make some bouillon out of that. But anyway, you take your noodles and you just put it in a pan with some water, and it makes noodles. So I just put my teriyaki vegetables on top of that. Worked out real good. Sometimes you just have to create something. I didn't have to make it, but that's what I wanted, so that's what I had. Well, I'm rattling on. I'm going to sit back here in a few minutes and look at this video and see if it doesn't look too insane. And thank you for visiting with me this morning and putting up with me. Oh, I shouldn't say it that way. Thank you for being here. Remember, God has you in His hands. I see you out there. Hi. Remember, you're special, especially to me. And if people don't love you, it's because they don't know you yet. But you are loved by so many people. You're important to them. Live your life. Get up out of bed. Say, I know my name. I know what day it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've got another day. I got things on my bucket list to do. I got to crochet me a border on this. Well, thank you for being there today and talking about pies. Makes my mouth water. Okay. Bye-bye. I'll see you later.